what looks old, but isn't. A car with the namesake that's been kicking around for almost 75 years, off and on, and also sort of. This is a 2025 Morgan. I'm trying to time it so I hit this corner and I can speed off. Morgan plus 4. Alright, so why off and on and sort of? So yes, the plus 4 name goes back to 1950. It was spelled differently. It was literally plus 4 through 1969, then it went away, came back in 85, messed around a bit, and then in 2020 this came out, the plus 4 spelled out. This one uses a bonded aluminum chassis, and now we have BMW 4-cylinder power under the hood. It's always been 4-cylinder, hence the plus 4 name, but it's a turbocharged B48 BMW motor. Let's talk about the looks first though, because this thing looks absolutely fantastic. This is a truly, truly gorgeous car. It's timeless. It somehow looks somewhat retro-futuristic and classic at the same time, and it just works. This is, like I said, a fantastic looking machine. From the 15-inch wheels shot in Avon tires to the swooping fenders, the long hood, the dash to axle ratio here is off the charts. It gets looks everywhere you go. Nobody knows what the hell it is, and that's part of the appeal, is that you're driving something special that you just don't see these, at least not here in the States. And part of that is because Morgan can only sell 325 of these a year. It's good that we get it, but there's not going to be a lot of them. It's under the Replica FAST Act. FAST is an acronym. It doesn't have to be crash tested, for better or for worse. It does have airbags, but yeah, 325 a year total. Price tag on this starts around $93,000 as it sits. It used to be in the 80s. Tariffs happen, so you get a little bump in price there. Things are more expensive. You can price these out online. You can basically choose any color you want. There's a lot of interior color options. I built one. This color that we have here is gorgeous. I did one with a darker green and a darker tan interior that looked fantastic. I put all the options on it, came out to about $120,000. Not cheap, but again, a special car. You're not gonna see another one on the road. And what would make you want to buy one of these anyway? Well, it handles amazingly. It's shorter and more narrow than a Porsche Boxster, and it has a better power to weight ratio than a base 718. So right there, we're off to a pretty good start. The steering feel is fantastic. The brakes feel great. You're right on the rear axle. So occasionally the ride might suffer a bit, and this one has the optional dynamic handling pack, which adds a rear anti-roll bar and slightly stiffens up the springs, only just, but there's definitely some donkey kick moments over rough patches of pavement or on the freeway when you're moving. But otherwise, I mean, come on. This thing holds on, it just goes, and it sounds fantastic. You get tons of turbo noise from that B48, that turbo BMW engine. It's making 255 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque, and that there is a manual gearbox version available in Europe, which gets a little bit less torque. We can only get the 8-speed automatic here. It's I think it's a carb issue, actually, to get it to pass so they can sell this as a 50-state vehicle. We have to have the automatic. The tuning isn't there. Some emissions tuning issue on the manual gearbox car, which I don't fully understand, but whatever. Either way, technically the automatic gets more power, and I'm gonna tell you, in the footwell, it'd be pretty tight with a manual gearbox for someone who's 6'3" and American is a polite way to put it. No, I'm fine. 6'3", 210. But in terms of interior comfort, I fit great. This is shockingly comfortable. I have more room here than I would in an ND Miata. Not cargo room, because your cargo room is just what you can fit behind the seats, or if no one's riding here, in the footwell. But seat-wise, I fit great in this thing. I'm really comfortable. And then this cabin layout is pretty nice too. There's a few things I don't like. I don't like that you can tell it's a BMW powertrain because of this clear BMW shifter. I think the powertrain requires that they use it. I just wish they could cover it up better, like slide something over it. The steering column cover is just a hard plastic. Throw some leather or suede over that, and then the paddle shifters themselves feel and look kind of cheap. I also don't like the little digital gauge ahead of me, because these analog gauges off to the right look awesome. I wish we could just swap the screens a little bit, move that over here. I don't even think we need it. Just give me the analog gauges, they look fine. But this does have some creature comforts at the same time. This has an optional Sennheiser audio system, which basically you just pair your phone to the Bluetooth and you control the music through your Bluetooth. There's a volume knob, and there's a button that looks like it should skip tracks, but the skip track isn't working. Volume works fine though, and the system does sound good. This has heated seats. This has air conditioning. It has a defrosted front glass. So there are, and this doesn't even have all the options you can get with it. A lot of that is more styling and stuff beyond that, but it does have that optional ride and dynamic handling pack. This car is an absolute ripper. It's super torquey. It weighs 2,300 pounds, so it's lighter than any BMW that engine would be in. So when you're at a stoplight and you just take your foot off the gas, off the brake, before you apply throttle, it just wants to go, which is kind of funny. You can stow the side glass here. It's removable and there's bags, and then it opens it up even more, which is really nice. But it's also nice kind of having these here too, because I've been doing some highway driving in this, and I did it the other day, and it was kind of crazy. It's a lot for highway when you have the top down and the side off. Just cruising around town though, it's wonderful. And then if you do have to commute longer distances, top up, sides up, you're nice. You feel much more enclosed, so that part is nice. I'm very happy that this car is here, that we're getting a proper four-wheeled Morgan here in the States. We've gotten the three-wheeler for a very long time, and I love the three-wheeler, and it's quirky, but it's very much such a niche vehicle with its own compromises. This gets rid of some of those compromises. It's still not an everyday car unless you don't, I don't know. Yeah, it could be. You could commute to work in this, but you're not putting your kids in this. I did drive my daughter to school in it. She did love it. It is a blast. I'm gonna turn around so I can hit that section of road again, that curvy section, just so we can have a little bit of fun. Not so like we had a dumb Prius going below the speed limit. Not get creamed by this Explorer though either. It does have a couple sport driving modes, which I just leave. I've been shifting the paddles myself, and it's fine, it responds, but it's like there's unnecessary grunt to it that, like, I just would rather a smoother shift than I hate when people do a rough shift to approximate a sport mode. Quickness is good. Roughness doesn't equal sporty to me, but I just slide the shift lever over and let it shift itself, and it actually responds really nicely. You get all the great turbo noise. Again, the chassis is super nimble. The bonded aluminum structure is nice and stiff. This car hauls tremendous amounts of ass for being a sub 300 horsepower car. It's about power to weight, and that can make a lot of cars a lot of fun. I'm gonna turn around here and give that section another go, because now there is more slowness in front of me, but those few curves hopefully allow you to see that the Morgan Plus 4 is a fun little weapon. This would be an amazing thing to drive on a track. I don't want to turn traction control off here just because the handling characteristic of your ass right over that rear axle, while potentially awesome, also could lead to some inertial moments that I'm not ready to explore. With traction on, I mean, what an awesome, entertaining thing. I don't even know if these Avons are good tires. And there's not a lot of options at 15 though, so you're gonna compromise there, but haul ass and go. This thing rules. Also, cutest wipers on the market. Look at that. That's amazing. Forgot my sunglasses.